The dreaded pump and dump scheme has happened again in the retic industry. Not really a big surprise, but it's just unfortunate that that this is such a prevalent thing, especially with new morphs that let me get a little closer to the mic so I don't have to fuck with my audio as much in post. Which I am gonna have to fuck with it because my AC's running. So it's just unfortunate that the pump and dump scam happens so much. It happens mostly with like the newer high end morphs, and this latest pump and dump scheme has been brought to you by my boy Aubrey Pruitt. Shout out to the Pruitt brothers, some quality dudes. In relation to basically all his projects. So I want to do a video since he's taking time to be with his family and educate new keepers, um, which for some reason means he has to dump a bunch of shit, and he's motivated to free up time, which means I'm going to sell stuff cheaper than I sold it to everybody who I pushed these fucking projects on and told them, they're such great projects, give me all your fucking money. So now that the one and only Bob Clark has had a secret stash of pecans and Aztecs and all this other shit that he's just apparently had forever, even before the original Aztec was found in the wild. So I mean, I'm not sure how that magic works, but whatever. Um, Aubrey, I think it was DNT Retics and some other people. They were really going after it with Bob and shit on the I think the Retic Nation, which is pretty much the finest source for all things retics that are irrelevant and unfactual. Um, but I don't think losing control of that market isn't an excuse to do what Aubrey just did to his customers. And I'm going to get in very shortly into how this video is how to protect your Ocelot investment. That's what this video is about. But I'm gonna fucking voice my opinion that I know most people don't care about, but that's okay. I like my opinion, so I'm gonna talk about it. Um, Aubrey's made a ton of fucking money off of this stuff, and if you're wondering why my backdrop looks like shit, it's because I'm changing stuff up. Did I just lose focus? I better not have. It looked like I'm shooting with the XH2S for the first time as a fucking webcam, and I'm so glad I got rid of my XT3 and XT4. I got an XHS and XH2 and XH2S. This is XH2S. It does have way better fucking autofocus, but that has nothing to do with anything. So, anyways, um, I don't think Bob getting that stuff is a good enough excuse for Aubrey to jump out and publicly announce the way what he's doing. If he would have kept this quiet and maybe contacted all the people whose money he took and said, "Hey, I'm looking to downsize. You spent money with me. Here's some good deals, like really good deals. I'd like to see you continue this project. I want to spend time with my family." Um, and whatever. Maybe he did that. I don't know. I don't think he did because he made such a big dramatic fucking display, of that post. What, it was a fucking slap in the face. It was a fucking slap in the face. I know people that spent $10,000 on an Ocelot with Aubrey, and that's a lot of money to spend on a mainland retic. I wouldn't spend, for me to like, if I was to try to get an Aztec off Bob, cash, I would probably only go $2,500. Now they're worth more than that, but that's just me. I'm just not understanding the nature of a codom morph like that and how Bob fucking pumps. He just has the same fucking scam, pump and dump. There's no reason for me to dump a ton of money into something. But so I'd never pay $10,000 for an Ocelot. In fact, I had the double heads like 2013, 2014, whenever they came in, and I fucking sold them and bought uh, normals from the wild out of Indonesia. That's what I did with the money. Um, so, I think it's really shitty what Aubrey just did to all the people that believed in his projects and invested all that money. But for you people who did that, there are some things you can do right away to kind of protect your investment. Okay. And the thing you need to realize is aesthetic value is what holds price. So you can't stop the price drop that's coming, but you can limit it you can limit it based on the aesthetic value of the Ocelot and Ocelot combos you're producing. And one of the best ways to do that is add locality blood. Personally, I think Turn 8 would be your best option. Apparently, Aubrey's going to be giving the Turn 8s away for free. So, if you have an Ocelot, you definitely want to pick up a free Turn 8 from Aubrey. But that's, there's other things you could use. You could use a Solaire, a Tambalongan, something that's going to add a bunch of red pigment. The biggest issue I've seen in Ocelot so far is the striping out and the lack of side pattern. Some of them have a lot of side pattern and stuff like that, but you're seeing a lot that have gotten a lot of silver. They have lost the majority of the color spectrum that they should have, and the majority of the side pattern. If you have one of those animals, it's incredibly important to understand how those polygenic traits are going to mix once you start gene stacking, and it's not going to mix well. So the first thing you need to do if you're invested in the Ocelot project is focus on putting color and pattern back into the gene. However you choose to do that is up to you. I would suggest Turn 8. If you can get even Saputrii, you can get some anything that has at least a lot of color, a lot of side pattern, would be fine. Even if you want to go big and you want to go with a Solowesi, something like that. Anything that's going to have the more black that you can find on a snake that connects from the back diamonds around the rosette and down to the belly scale is your best option for improving, oops, I bumped my mic, for improving the side pattern structure of your Ocelot. And you might not think that sounds like a big deal, but once you start gene stacking and you start stripping away more colors, more patterns, you're just going to keep losing more and more black, more and more side pattern, especially in the ones that have already lost most of it and have taken on that extremely high silver look. That means they have, the biggest mistake Aubrey made in fucking Ocelot is not recognizing the need to selectively breed for certain polygenic traits to improve the look of the Ocelot. And that's one of the reasons the prices are going to come down so quickly, because he went the usual, I don't know anything about anything, so I just stack genes. And that's pretty much all he's done. So he's made some shit that's look really, really nice, and then he's made some stuff that's kind of on the path of fucking aesthetical destruction of the morph itself. So that's the first thing you need to do, is you need to work on improving the look of your Ocelots by adding color and pattern back to it. And once you do that, it will allow you to be producing Ocelots that look significantly better than everybody else's Ocelots. Okay? So now, if whatever their prices kind of bottom out to, you can get a little bit more money, or if you can't get more, people are going to buy yours instead of the one that doesn't look as nice. So that's step one. And that's just if you're strictly just trying to make them look better. The second step, once you get them looking better, and you can actually do this simultaneously with step 1, is start trying to downsize them. Really start trying to downsize them. I would take an ocelot to a superdwarf and an ocelot to another locality that's gonna add a massive amount of fucking color and pattern, and then breed those 2 animals together, breed the offspring of those together so you get 25 superdwarf, 25 whatever, and then pick out whichever one got more of the polygenic, traits from the locality that's gonna, fix some of the color and pattern issues. And then you can take those back into superdwarfs, because the main issue you're going to see with the superdwarf ocelot production is, especially in the ocelots that have the more striped out back pattern, high silver sides, very low side pattern, very limited color. When you breed them to a superdwarf, which already has very limited black, very limited color spectrum, a lot of times it doesn't have much. They don't have much side banding on the side, so you don't get much room for color. Very little black. So you're going to just make a snake with a stripe down its back. And I know, people aren't going to think I'm correct on this, but I'm 1,000% correct on this. And you can be one of the people that you can be in the fuck Rodney crew, or you can be in the, "Oh, well, he seems to understand how to manipulate color and pattern, so maybe I'll take his advice on this one." So, I suggest you be in that crew even if you don't like me, because 'cause I'm telling you how to protect your investment. So, that's what you can do. This is more of a long-term response to Aubrey's ball baby bitch fit. I'm getting rid of my animals because somebody else got some animals that I also have, and fuck them, and I should be the only one that can do anything ever. Fuck him. Fuck him. He Aubrey is the fucking um mainland market. Aubrey's what's holding up the mainland market. In case he didn't realize that. He's it. Until Bob's fucking materialized Aztecs out of his asshole, Aubrey was really the only fucking sustaining aspect of the mainland market to hold prices because of his unique projects. And he just wiped his asshole with the entire segment of sustainable mainland retics, and it was like, fuck you, I made my money and I don't want to fucking compete with anybody. um Man, that's fucking shitty. That is fucking shitty. Like, even his piece of shit brother Samson would be smart enough not to do that. And when you do something so shitty that even Samson wouldn't do it, like, that's pretty fucking bad in my book. But I hope people that watch this take my advice on how to protect their Ocelot investment. Unfortunately, they're going to come down probably pretty dramatically now. Uh, it would have been really nice if Aubrey would have just fucking rode this out, reduced production, and just kind of sat back for a little bit. But he decided to do the pump and dump scam that, unfortunately, it's not just retics. We see this across all of the reptile industry, and everyone can't understand, like, why does this happen? Why is this a Ponzi scheme? It's like, because you give money to pieces of shit. That's why. You give money, people get new stuff, and they fucking produce a ton of it, and then they dump it once they get everybody's money. It's a fucking pyramid scheme. And these breeders want to make a bunch of money really quick. And if they would just gradually do shit, they would make so much more money over the long fucking term, because people who see them breeding and selling at responsible numbers are going to be the smart people with money are going to be way more likely to invest than people that produce a bunch of stuff, sell a bunch of shit real quick to get that 10 G's they need to get that snake, and then fucking, they're gonna do stupid shit with it. So don't be one of the people doing stupid shit with ocelots moving forward, because there's gonna be a lot of people doing dumb shit like Ocelot Golden Child, Ocelot Motley, Ocelot Genetic Stripe, Ocelot fucking Super Tiger. Well, actually, Ocelot Super Tiger might look nice. Fucking Ocelot Super, Motley, Ocelot Super Motley. Fucking, if Jay gets one, I'm sure he's making Ocelot, Albino, Super Tiger, Titanium Platinum Sunfires. That fucking gene's gonna get lost in the fucking mix so quick because so many people are so fucking stupid that they just do dumb fucking shit. Don't be one of those people. Protect your investment. Let idiots make idiot looking snakes that sell for idiot fucking prices, and downsize your ocelot. Use locality blood to put color and side pattern back on and just fucking ride it out. Because at the end of the day, I would pay money for a really high quality ocelot. If I was to see an ocelot that had a fucking super busy side pattern and super awesome fucking head stamp and super awesome colors and super awesome back pattern, and I know I'm like, fuck, this is like one of the best looking ocelots ever, and I can run this into a Ternate or a Philippine or something, and I can even make this even better. That's something I personally would spend money on. And I don't fucking spend money on retics. I don't. It's really fucking rare that I buy a snake. Unless that snake has fucking an insane amount of fucking potential, I'm not buying it. And an Ocelot Golden Child Super Tiger, Titanium Albino fucking Platinum has no fucking potential other than to be a fucking brown or yellow fucking snake. And that's unfortunately what a lot of people are going to do. So be smart with your ocelot. Uh, I'm sorry if you got taken for a lot of money just to have the person who took your money up and start dumping his shit because, some competition entered into the market. Um, it's unfortunate. And, it's that fucking dude. I just was on a Morph Market last night. There was 1,418 retics. And I'm looking through them and I'm looking through them and I'm like, dude, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, why are you even producing it? Like, why is this stuff, over half of everything on there didn't even need produced. It either looked like shit or it was some fucking irrelevant single fucking gene mainland. It, I just don't know how the retic industry as a whole is going to fucking hold it together. Um, I guess it's just up to individual breeders to make good decisions with their collection and their breeding plans. And we have to sit back and kind of just deal with the fallout of people like Aubrey Pruitt who were so quick to cash in and dump stuff. Um, and we see that, he's not like he's the only one guilty of that. We see that from a lot of people. And, we're going to see, and that shit's going to happen more and more because the economy still sucks balls. And there's a lot of people that expect this super high end return on their fucking retic investment, and they're not going to see it, especially the mainland people. And even the super dwarf people are getting fucked in the ass because of the bubble Garrett created with his bullshit fucking hype videos and his hype promotion. And even his stuff is fucking dropping in value significantly. So like I said, there might be some free Ternates out there courtesy of Aubrey. Definitely snag those up, work those into your projects. If you want to pay money for a Ternate, you can always hit me up. But just fucking hang tight. Don't fucking freak out. and don't think you can't still make some money off of these projects you invested with Aubrey. You know, if you invested, in of Aubrey's projects because you can, and it'll be fine. It's a fucking wave like everything else, and just fucking ride it out. And as long as you have a game plan that makes sense, and the end result is ocelots that look better than everybody else's, or at least 75% to 85 to 95% of everybody else's, you'll be fine. You'll sell your snake. Ocelot's one of the best looking morphs across the board of all reptiles. So you'll be fine. Just be careful who you invest with next time, because after they get your money, you might get a big old fuck you letter on Instagram saying, "Sorry, I need more time with my family. I'm dumping this shit." So just be careful who you spend your money with in the future.